What's the most fucked up thing you've seen on the internet? U/30 Ascension responded. Seeing two teen boys in the woods beating some poor man's head in with a hammer and smiling about it. And a fake one. When I was like 8 to 11, my mom's friend showed me pictures on her computer of these kittens stuck in jars. It was fake, but very convincing, and they never told me it was fake, and it horrified me. U/Schalke Truck responded. That's probably a video of two kids in a bathroom playing with a gun, and one of them shoots the other by mistake, then shoots themselves. After the shots you see the family peeking through the door that is blocked by their bodies, and the realization of what happened on the family's face is insane. That or this dashcam video, where a brick coming from a truck on the opposite lane crashed through the windshield and into the passenger's face. I think she dies on the spot, and then you hear the screams of the husband in the driver's seat, and the kids in the rear seats. Both videos you don't really see much gore per se, but the absolute horror of the situation gives me chills just thinking about it. U/tried tired nope responded. Funky Town. Ghost Rider. Cartel feeding a child predator to their dog. The Junko Furuta story and everything associated with it. I think those are legitimately the most fucked up and gruesome things I have seen in many places. The story of Junko Furuta is a very distressing series of events that took place. LD rather watch the other videos to be completely honest. U/deleted responded. Top 3 for me are as follows, the absolute worst being last. Demogorgon diving incident. Dude jumps from a bridge and hits a concrete fishing platform below, splitting open his entire face. When they retrieved him, his head was opened up to look like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. They had to hold his face together while recovering him. He was still alive and conscious, too. Rotating machinery. 2 videos, one was very fast moving and one much slower. The fast one pulled the worker into it. Within seconds blood and gore was spraying from the machine covering the entire warehouse. Guy probably died within 10 to 15 seconds. Second one, the guy got pulled in and slowly rotated, like once every 3 seconds. He was stuck in the machine for a long time before it was stopped. When it was stopped, his legs looked like jello. He likely died slowly and agonizingly. The worst was a video my wife seen on Facebook. The traumatizing part was that my wife thought it was a cute video, a kitten in a bucket getting a bath. She watched it with a smile, thought it was adorable, until it was revealed that it wasn't water in the bucket, it was gasoline. When the sick fuckers set the bucket on fire, my wife went straight into a panic attack. She was hysterical. It still makes me tear up just knowing that she witnessed that, because she had never seen any type of shock content up to that point, and she wholly believed it was a simple cute cat video. Fuck. U/Captain Jack Sparrow responded. Last year my Facebook business profile was hacked, then immediately afterwards my personal profile was hacked by the same people, and both my Facebook and IG were permabanned for violating the TOS. I appealed and was denied. I was also denied a copy of my data. I mostly just cared about the lost photos. I ended up having to write my state rep to be allowed back into my account. I got an email from FB saying I could log in to review the posts that had violated the TOS and reinstate my account. The hackers had posted 10 CSAM photos in order to get my account shut down by the algorithm, and Facebook made me look at them to get back in. Once they had full control of my business account, they used it to run $4,000 worth of phishing ads on my credit card over the course of a month. It was a mess, and now those 10 images are seared into my brain. I can't unsee them. Absolutely traumatic. LVE had to go to therapy to deal with it. Fuck you Facebook, and fuck you guy in Southeast Asia. I hate you. U/P4TT 1992 responded. Watched some guy blow his face off with a shotgun, had no idea what he was rambling on about and no idea what was going to happen, but he says, well, I guess that's it then, before blowing his face off. I think he was on the phone to an ex-partner that wouldn't get back with him or something. Also, I watched an ISIS video. They tied some guy's arms and legs up and chased him with a tank. He was hopping to get away, but obviously couldn't, and they ran him over. The body was turned to mush underneath the tank, whilst the terrorists stood there laughing. U/deleted responded. Saw a Mexican cartel video that has stuck with me. Worse than your usual run-of-the-mill execution. Police chief and his son, who was 7 to 10 years old, beheaded the father in front of the son, and then continued to fillet the kid's chest and open his rib cage, taking out his heart. It took way too long for the kid to finally pass out or die. He screamed almost through the whole thing up until opening up the rib cage. Hardest video LVE ever watched. U/Zombrida responded. Last night, I was on Reddit, and someone said something about a lathe machine. I didn't know what it was and I searched it up. There was a video with the title Man Working on Lathe Machine, so L clicked it thinking it would be informative. Instead, It was a man getting stuck in one and twisted around super fast, which caused his body to get just destroyed. The video then cut to photos of the aftermath, where you can see all his innards, and even his hand just decapitated from his body. The worst part was that you can see his upper back and head just folded over each other. It was so horrible I cried and threw up and I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night. I still don't know what a lathe machine actually does. U/average mortis enjoyer responded. I've seen a lot of gore and stuff to the point I'm not that bothered by it anymore. What I would consider is the most fucked up thing I've seen is a mother jumping into a frozen river from a hole because of a Christian holiday tradition, gets swept under the ice and drowns in front of her kids who are screaming and crying while not being able to do anything about it. I could search for it to link it, but I don't recommend watching this. U/Dumbithic responded. Clearly not the worst seeing all these comments, but the suicide scene from 13 Reasons Why really fucked me up. They actually showed her cutting her wrists. Nearly made me throw up. If there's one thing that is advised from suicide prevention groups all over the world is DO. Not show IT. It leads to ideation and glamorization and copycat behavior. They fucking showed it in great detail, and 6 years later, that scene still haunts me sometimes. U/to me striatus responded. Probably that video of the Indian kid who got split in half hamburger-wise by a train. He was in shock and tried to stand up without realizing his legs were gone and then fell over. Oddly, videos like that don't disturb me nearly as much as videos of people who have no control over their dogs and won't pull them away from harassing someone or their dog. Edit, Pakistani kid. U/Jostler57 responded. I'm an 80s kid, so the internet was made widespread in my youth. The initial horrible website was shit.com. I only ever saw that website 3 times, and each time put a horrific hot iron branding on my memory. A couple of my friends actually visited that site on a regular basis, and them showing me is how I saw these things. The following words are NSFL. Turn back now, adventurer. 1. A blindfolded man getting executed by Bowie knife to the neck by terrorists. Video. 2. A woman with many long tapeworms coming out of, I assume, her anus. Picture. 3. Shit from butt to mouth. Video. Bonus number 4. My tech-savvy buddy secretly changed our computer startup screen to a man shoving a beer bottle into his urethra. Picture. Since houses just had one shared computer, I learned he did this when my mom discovered it. Bad times. U/Hellafella responded. Maybe not the most fucked up thing, but the most creative fucked up thing was an extremely vertical JPG of an extremely tall radio tower that you had to scroll and scroll and scroll to get to the bottom of it, and once you finally reached the end. Boom, goats. I wasn't even mad, I laughed at the flawless execution. U/Gogo_ responded. Can't decide between that one YouTube video where some guy commits suicide on live TV, back in the day, by shooting point blank in his own mouth with the barrel facing his head and then instantly dropping to the floor in a rapidly increasing pool of blood. Or Facebook video of a mass execution of about 10 or so hostages on their knees, blindfolded and repeatedly shot in their limp dead bodies one after the other, by what I imagine was ISIS or something of the kind. The latter particularly disturbed me as a kid. I was around 12 to 15 when I saw it, because I didn't understand what they were gaining from shooting an already limp and completely dead body, and it frustrated me a lot. Obviously I was upset about the original shot, as well, but something about continuously shooting an already dead individual really disturbed me. U/deleted responded. I didn't feel bad when the pedo got his arm amputated and then killed by a huge rock on his face. I spread it amongst several chat to stranger chats with pedophiles, so that isn't really what was fucked up. It was just brutal. The most brutal I had ever seen in terms of blood and violence, but it felt good knowing why it happened. But lately I had seen a girl from Mexico being shot because she lost €50 worth of coke. She got shot, just like that. It wasn't massive gore nor was she completely innocent. But she looked my age, and she was begging with tears and such. I felt really bad and disturbed. The mentality is what is scary to me, not the act at hand. I don't mind gore, I mind injustice. I had to rewatch the video to get over it. I had to rewatch it 3 times. I had to find some way to say. She went out quick, she didn't panic that much, just to rationalize my own feeling on the matter. I would rather have 20 more beheadings of terrorists than having to see stuff like that. I didn't like the story of the 2 kids killed by an intruder either. Hearing just the audio already got me angry and sad at once. I knew the actual video was out there, but I never looked for it. BC I don't want to. Like, only send me gore if I will not care about the people in the video. U/actualfox2514 responded. Amber alert. It's a compilation of child abuse videos. Babies getting punched, toddlers getting strangled, and the like. Nothing has made me feel sick quite like that one. Second place is a video that I affectionately call Chips and Salsa. It's from a Brazilian prison riot. You see a bunch of guys crouched around a body with its skull cracked open. They are pulling out skull fragments and stirring around in his brain with their bare hands. They pull out the eyeballs and I think someone eats one. That shit sticks with you. U/Brooklyn 11218 responded. Back in the wild days of the internet, on services like Kazaa and LimeWire, trolls would misname files, so you think you're getting the file you want and then it ends up something else. I downloaded a picture, and when I opened it was a naked baby girl with a grown man trying to shove his dick in her. Now LVE been on the internet a long time. LVE seen all sorts of shit, from suicides to beheadings, to cartel murders where they literally cut out their victim's beating heart. None of that has stayed in my head like that picture of that poor baby. I wish I could forget it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one.